as we finish out the morning show with an interview, as we are glad to have on Gary Marino from Boston's World Gone Crazy comedy band, as they will be a stand-up comedy and music show coming Samuel Slater's Hall at Indian Ranch in Webster. So this is a show right here in our backyard. New England's premier comedy band, and here to talk about it is Gary this morning. Hey, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, Andy, you call it mornings, I call it after hours. How you doing?
Yes, sir. For you, right? You work late.
I'm good. Let's be honest. It's not Boston's premier comedy band. It's the only comedy band anybody's ever heard of in this area, right?
I was going to say, it's a unique type of band. So explain the show. Explain the band, and this is unique because it's comedy but also music, right, together?
Yeah, what we did was, people love it when their favorite rock star has a sense of humor up there, and they also love it when they go to a comedy club and the stand-up comedian pulls the guitar out at the end of his stand-up and does a little bit of rock and roll. And so we kind of captured that in the bottle. It's for lovers of rock and roll, and it's for lovers of stand-up. And it's really a 90-minute therapy session of song parodies, stand-up, fake commercials, impressions, audience interactive stuff, and it's all dedicated to a world gone crazy.
Well, that's great. That's very unique. And who would you say some of the music you play, or some of the comedians you maybe imitate, or people just in general?
Well, we're all stand-up comics, but we're musical comedians, in the show. So, you get four different personalities up there. Everybody gets a solo shot, in the middle of the show to do some stand-up. But then we do, song parodies, and it's all ripped from today's headlines. It's pot Blues Brothers, it's pot Capitol Steps, it's pot Bare Naked Ladies. It's throw it all in the blender, Andy. It's all in there for you,
Now, do you play an instrument as well, besides
I do. I play a stand-up drum kit called the Cocktail Kit, which you might have seen Ricky Ricardo in the old Lucy show played one, and the Stray Cats, the band from the 80s, that guy played one. It's a stand-up drum kit because I'm a stand-up comic.
Yep. Well, we play the Stray Cats. That's right up our alley, so there you go.
Yeah. But it's a really fun show, and it's rapid fire. Don't think... don't think it's like one of these song parody trips where we play full songs. We don't. It's like the verse is your setup, the chorus is your punchline. Boom, get the laugh, get on to the next one. It moves along very quickly. We actually call it we call it stand-up with a rock and roll soundtrack because it really moves along. It's stand-up pacing,
Who are the other members that will be with you on stage?
So on guitar we have Bryson Lang, who's done lots of TV and movies, very funny guy. Has his own show you might have seen out there called The Cure for the Common Show. And he's guitar and impressions, and then he does his own stand-up set, obviously, in the middle. And then we have joining us for the first time one of our new singers, Katie Estrella, who actually plays with Scott Brown and the Diplomats out there, if you've seen that band. Very talented, great voice, very funny. And on keyboards, the man who makes it all sound good is Billy Fokker. And he's our keyboardist and our music director. Also a pretty funny guy, has a unique sense of humor in his own right. So that's the band, and then I come on and I host it, and I do stand-up. I sing some leads, I sing some backups, and I just kind of tie it all together. But it's a really unique show. We love stand-up, but we feel like there's so much of it out there these days. What we wanted to do with this was something unique where people, again, for lovers of rock and roll and for lovers for stand-up, just smash it together. The two collide together. And it's an awful lot of fun. And again, it's ripped from today's headlines, Andy, so let's be honest. It writes itself.
Yeah, there you go. What are some of your top headlines going on right now that you would use? But not
we cover, rather, we don't do a lot of politics because we don't want to polarize anybody, but we cover all the topics out there from, online dating to Botox and plastic surgery, all that. We sort of touch on a lot of topics like that. So it's not specifically, this or that that's in the headlines, but more about general topics and what's going on in the world today.
Well, talk about the site. You've played at this place as well before, correct? Samuel Slater's at Indian Ranch?
Yeah, we were there a year ago, had a blast, had a couple hundred people. Everybody knows Indian Ranch has the big outdoor pavilion on the lake there. Obviously, we're not there. But just next to that is called Samuel Slater's Hall, and it's below Samuel Slater's restaurant. It's a big, beautiful function room, very festive room, and we just had a blast there last year, so we're excited to go back. Right smack in the middle of the winter, just when you need to get out of the house and have some laughs. World Gone Crazy will be there.
That's true. This is the time of year where, especially after the new year and everything, it's a time where you don't get to go outside much, so it's a little maybe tougher. You might be in the blues, so the perfect time to get some laughs.
Andy, it's those 3:45 sunsets that are killing people out there. It's like, personally, I have seasonal affective disorder, so by 4 o'clock I'm cooking pasta carbonara, and by 6:30 I'm going, I think I'll go to bed.
The comedy is great, and this is right? Nobody else is doing this type, like you said. This is
no. There's no other show like it out there. It's been around. It's not a new show. It's been around 10 or 12 years now, but it is a unique show. And frankly, when we first put World Gone Crazy together, we said this is either going to be really great or the most effective resume suicide 4 people could ever do. And lucky for us, people really do love it. If you think about it, right, you got a band and a comedy show in one. And people get to laugh. Well, unlike most comedy shows, we love to drag people up on stage and give them a tambourine or have them dance and, make the audience part of it. One thing that I really felt coming out of the lockdown and coming out of the pandemic was people at these shows really do want to be, they want it to be more interactive. They want to be part of the show. So we go, and that's what the band plays and sings songs in the way that people always screw up the lyrics, and the audience members actually come up and sing it the right way and win prizes and things like that.
All right, Gary. Hey, thanks for joining us. We're running out of time here. I'll give the listeners the information on how they can get tickets and get all the info for the show. Appreciate your time, and hey, have fun with it coming up there on February the 1st.